Hello and a very warm welcome. Testing starts next week. This week we've seen all the cars, all the teams have revealed their cars. Next week's testing, I think it's broadcast live on Sky Sports F1. Testing actually broadcasted on Sky Sports F1 and YouTube, I believe. So fans are getting an even bigger sight into testing. Testing's a bit boring, but it's good that they're broadcasting it. This is basically a video looking ahead, looking at all 20 drivers, looking ahead. What can we expect? We'll start with the world champions, Mercedes. Can they win a sixth constructors title? Probably they will. Absolutely astonishing. Hamilton. We'll start with the world champion. He's going for a sixth title. Unbelievable. He's going to be the favourite this season. Going into the new year, he's going to be favourite. Hopefully we can have a closer battle than last year because he wrapped the title up in Mexico. Valtteri Bottas. Now this is a massive season for Bottas. If he doesn't improve, he'll be out the door. He should have been out the door this year. Ocon should have been in, but somehow he keeps his seat even though he never won a race, which is a disgrace. So it's a must improve. If he doesn't improve, doesn't start pushing Hamilton, he'll be out the door. He's not good enough. I mean, he's a bit like Rosberg used to be. He's too nice. He's happy to play the number 2 role. Rosberg grew some bollocks. He became world champion. I can't see it happening with Bottas. On to Sauber. We've got Kimi Räikkönen. Now, Kimi Räikkönen, he always gets frustrated on the radio. I'm probably going to hear a lot more. Trying to get comfortable, can't get comfortable. Kimi Räikkönen gets frustrated on the radio. We're going to hear it a lot more. Sauber are a mid-table team. I honestly just don't understand what Kimi's doing. He's probably just doing it for the love of racing, but strange decision. He's literally going to be on the limit to get out of Q1, to get out of Q2. But he's going to batter Giovinazzi. He's the team leader. And if anyone's going to get Sauber's best result, it will probably be Kimi. Giovinazzi. Now every year, I mean, we can't say this yet, but Giovinazzi, he had them 2 races when Verline was injured. He shined at Australia, didn't shine at China, pull it in the wall. Let's see what he can do. He's up against a world champion. He's probably going to get his pants pulled down. Every year we see it where a driver's not good enough. And for me this year it'll be Giovinazzi, but time will tell. On to Williams. Now Williams, they've been awful, absolutely awful for season after season. Robert Kubica returns after 7 years. Remarkable story. Kubica really is an underrated driver. Let's see how he can perform. We've seen it with Michael Schumacher. He was a great. He came back and he was shit. Let's hope that's not the same with Kubica. Kubica's world class for me. But Williams, how competitive are they going to be? We won't know these answers till testing starts. George Russell, F2 champion, will be up against the talented Polishman. And Russell, what can he do? Another Brit on the grid. That is great for the UK to have 3 Brits on the grid. Norris, Hamilton, Russell. Russell, great little driver. Let's hope Williams can be competitive and not running round at the back. On to Force India, we've got Sergio Perez. Now Perez has been in the sport 8 or 9 years. Underrated again. Always on the podium in mid-table cars. He will be the team leader. He'll probably pull Stroll's pants down every week. I expect Perez to batter the Canadian. Stroll. On to Stroll. Now this is it's time to prove itself. Everyone says he's a paid driver. Prove us wrong. This season, go and beat Sergio Perez, who's got that team built around him. He's been there for season after season. Go and prove us all wrong, Stroll. You had that world-class race in Baku. Go and prove us wrong. Go and beat Perez. And then people won't call you a pay driver. You'll be deserving of your seat, but you've got to beat Perez week in, week out. On to Renault, Nico Hülkenberg, the guy who will never get a top seat, Mr. Consistent. He is a world-class driver, Nico Hulkenberg, but he's going to be never with a top seat. Renault, it's a big year for them. Big year, because lot of unreliability. They're like the fourth best team, but they need that extra step to be fighting for podiums. Daniel Ricciardo, first race at Australia. He is Australian, his home race, that'll be his first race for his brand new team. It's a strange decision. He's gone from an unreliable Red Bull, where he gets podiums and wins, to Renault, where I don't think he'll even get on the podium, if I'm honest, because the top three teams are just too good. But we'll all see in testing. Testing is key. On to Red Bull, Max. Future world champion, 100%. Give him a better car, he'll do the job, but he's never had the machinery to fight for the world championship. He'll win a couple of races a season, he'll retire from a few, but give him a world championship winning car. And Red Bull have moved to Honda engines. We know how shit Honda have been, so it can only get better for Honda. Let's hope Honda can give Red Bull a title-winning car. Could you imagine Hamilton, Vettel, Max for the title? Pierre Gasly moved from Toro Rosso. He had the Honda engine last year. He's moving to Red Bull. Max is the team leader. Gasly's coming in. What can he do? I think if Gasly does shit, they could even put Kvyat in with Max. Kvyat's been in Red Bull before. If Gasly does shit, they can dump him back to Toro Rosso. So he's got to win a race, Pierre Gasly. That's the basics of a Red Bull driver. You have to be good enough to win a race. If you're not, you'll be dropped. On to Ferrari. Now, can they push Hamilton and Mercedes harder? They came close last year, but too many mistakes. We got Sebastian Vettel, the four-time champion, will be going for a fifth crown. Will it be Hamilton and Vettel again? Most definitely, probably. And on to his Hungary teammate, Charles Leclerc, a future world champion, finally gets his dream move to Ferrari. What can he do? I think he'll struggle to start with, but then he will push Vettel. Leclerc is a wonder kid, just like Max, but needs the machinery to fight. And on to a driver lineup that hasn't changed, surprisingly. Haas F1. Grosjean, Kevin Magnussen, both solid drivers, both perform. Grosjean had a bit of a ropey start, but then they're both consistent drivers, so why would you change it if you're Haas F1? They're a solid team. They've been in the sport a while now. Haas. Are they the Mercedes haven't changed their driver lineup, but there's a lot of driver changes. I think Mercedes and Haas are the only ones that haven't changed, I believe. Sauber have changed, Williams, Force India, Renault. Yeah. Who are we on to next? McLaren. New faces in at McLaren. For the first time in a while, McLaren don't have a world champion at the wheel. They've got two. Carlos Sainz is experienced, but Norris is a rookie. So, really an experienced lineup for McLaren. McLaren have had tough times. And they need that world champion there. They need that world champion there to motivate the team. If anyone's going to get you through tough times, it's a world champion. They've got an inexperienced lineup. Norris, he did really well in F2. It's his first season in F1. Let's hope he can perform. Another Brit on the grid. And Sainz. Sainz is a really good driver, just never got his chance at Red Bull. He's been at Toro Rosso, he's been at Renault, and now he's got his big move to McLaren. No matter, McLaren's performance has been shocking, but McLaren are a big team. When you think of your three F1 teams, it's Ferrari, Williams, McLaren. And last but not least, the torpedo returns with Toro Rosso. Toro Rosso have got Alexander Albon, F2 driver, got quite close to the title with Russell. I'm interested to see what he can do. It was very unexpected that he got the drive. I mean, I feel like Toro Rosso, they had no one to pick from, so they just went with this lineup. A very inexperienced lineup, really. I suppose Danny Kvyat will be probably the team leader. He's been at Toro Rosso. He's been dropped countless of times. Gets his promotion to Red Bull. Smacks into the back of Vettel twice. Gets dropped. And then puts it in the wall at Singapore, gets dropped for Toro Rosso. They bring in Hartley. Hartley's not good enough. Hartley gets dropped. Kvyat's back. And who knows, if Gasly does shit, Kvyat could get in the Red Bull. But most likely, what will happen is, Red Bull, this is the truth. They don't rate Kvyat. They don't rate him. They've dropped him 3 or 4 times. So why have they put him back in again? They say he's matured while he's been at Ferrari, as a reserve driver. But what'll happen is probably Danny Kvyat will either go to Red Bull because Gasly's not performing and it's too early for him, or Kvyat will get dropped. It's inevitable. There's all 20 drivers covered. I've been all the cars. The Mercedes looks worldy. All the cars look good because we haven't seen them for months after months. I can't wait. Testing starts on Monday. Circuit de Catalunya, Barcelona it'll be at. I'm not actually certain it is at Barcelona, but that's where testing usually is, or it's usually at Jerez. Paul Ricard as well, but I'm pretty sure 100% it's at Barcelona, Catalunya. So yeah, there we have it. I can't wait. Testing's beginning next week, and then we'll get to March, up at stupid o'clock. Why are we up at stupid o'clock? Because we love the sport. Australia's a shitter for us in the UK, because the race is on at like 4 a.m. in the morning. But I'll be up. It looks like I've had no sleep. What is my hair? Literally looks like I've just got out of bed. I can assure you I haven't. It's 5 o'clock in the UK currently. Well, 4:30. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the season. I can't wait. Just a little introduction. We've seen the cars. Testing begins next week. All 20 drivers covered. Can't wait to do race reactions. For the race reactions, qualifying reactions, driver ratings. I love this sport and I cannot wait till March the 17th when the season begins. Come on!